Hello everyone, my name is Alisi. Welcome to this channel. I hope you guys are doing really great. So in today's video, I'm going to talk about ChatGPT. So ChatGPT is basically chatbot backed by the AI, launched by the OpenAI. So it's making a lot of noise especially in a developer community. So some people are saying like it's going to take a developer job. I'm not 100% agree, but instead of I think it's going to speed up a development process. So let's first understand what kind of problem it basically solve. So for let's say like I have to develop a REST API in a Django, and the reason behind I'm taking this example because when I started my career, at that time I only know about the I was just college pass out and I know about only the Java, having some context about like how we can develop a web application in a Java. So from the technology or language or framework point of view, I was not familiar with the Python and Django ecosystem. So let's say I have to develop a REST API in a Django. Instead of Google, let's try try with the Chat GPT. Okay, so let's try. So I'm gonna ask the same question. So how to develop REST API in Django? So it's predicting. Okay, wait, see. Okay, we start. So developer REST API in Django. You will need to follow this step. First, we have to set up a Django. Exactly correct. We need to create a project. Then we have to create an app. Then we have to define a model. So model is basically object-oriented representation of the database table so that we can store information in DB. Then we have to migrate so that first thing like we have to create a tables in the DB through the Django framework. Then we need to select the database. Okay, so the basic setup is done. Now we have to create a serializer class so that we can call our APIs. So it's creating a serializer, it's creating a view. So serializer basically kind of parser. We can when we talking to the API, so communication time could be JSON or XML. So yeah, so serializer parse the detail. Now it's creating a view. Even I did not ask about the example, but still like it's giving the example. So it's created a get request method. Okay, test your API. Finally, you can test your API. So let's see like a word. So first thing we have to set up a project. So that's exactly correct. Then it's saying we have to create an application. So within the Django project we can create a multiple app. Then it's saying we have to define our model so that we can interact with the DB. Then it's saying like we have to set up a database. Either we can choose the MySQL or Postgres. We can also use Oracle, another option, but it's saying only like okay, it's saying also saying like you can use SQLite database. So it's up to us. Like a answer is pretty much correct, I would say. Most of the people who started if you're going to start with the Django, people choose MySQL or Postgres. So next thing that he's saying, it's saying like we have to create a migration. So these steps gonna create a table in a DB through the Django framework. So these are the correct command. And then it's saying we have to create a serializer so we can communicate with our REST API. Okay, the next thing is saying we have to create a view. So because Django follows the MVC design pattern, so we have to create a view, right? So it created a view with the get request, right? So it's gonna list down all the tasks. Then finally it's created created a URL for us. So this API gonna list down all the tasks that we have in the task table, but I think it's missed the table model definition, right? It's only created serializer, but I think miss. So let's regenerate the response again. Let's ask this same question again and let's see. So that was almost there. Answer is almost correct, but the model was missing. So if you're gonna copy and paste the code, I don't think so it's gonna work, right? So that part was missing. This time to develop a step in Django, you can follow these steps. No, this time it's giving us like a kind of theoretical definition, like a blah blah. These are the steps that you need to take. We have to create a Django project, app. We have to create an app. Then we have to set up a REST framework. Django REST framework is basically extension of the Django to develop REST API. So yeah, then it's saying we have to create a serializer. Then we have to create a view. Then we have to create a URL, test your API. Okay, then it's saying how these are the steps that we need to. Okay, so let's ask. Can you give a demo? No, that was the theoretical part. From the theory point of view, we are okay, but we expecting a correct demo. So yeah, it's saying we have to set up a Django project, create a new app. This time it's creating a model. Weird. Last time this missed it. This chatbot missed that model part, but this time this is something that I'm expecting. Now it's created a task model. This model having the title, description, completed fields. Now it's created a model serializer. Okay, creating its view. Okay, great. It's took a list API view. So it's gonna list down all the whatever that like a object that we have like a into the task table. Now it's created a URL. This is a exact correct example, right? So yeah, I think if you copy paste everything, first thing if you follow the if you create a Django project, then you have to set up an app, then first thing you have to create a model, right? Then you have to create a serializer, then you have to create a view, then you have to create a route or URL, right? Then it says saying like a test your API. This is the command to run the server. Look like a Postman. So Postman is a tool to test our API to send HTTP GET and POST request task URL. But from this view, we can only make a GET request. We cannot make a POST request because this is something that is restricted in the because of this list API view. We can only get the detail, not that we cannot create it, right? So if you planning you are something that you are going to start, I think that's good, but I'm not saying like this 100% like production ready code. So yeah, from the from my point of view, yeah, it's gonna be really helpful. So it's gonna save a lot of time. It will definitely point you into the correct direction, right? Instead of going through spending so many time into the different blog. Yeah, so that's my experience. From my point of view, it's a very good and great tool, and it's gonna be game changer in the future. Yeah, so thank you so much for watching this video.